All right, let's go. Welcome to the Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show. Let me move it over so you can see me. We are going to start off over here on the 4-hour chart for BTC, which runs this entire market if you were unfamiliar. Seems darker in here than usual. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Underground Crypto. Got a lot to go over tonight. I hope you will enjoy it. Here is the 4-hour chart. And this is your daily crypto live stream, where we go deeper into topics that will actually raise your crypto IQ. I'm very, very, very concerned for your crypto IQ, and I really hope that you are also very concerned for your crypto IQ. And this week, our series has been all about crypto's trust problem. We introduced it on Monday. Now it's Tuesday. Let's dig a little deeper. Everybody can put those thinking caps on. Yesterday, we started with the big question: who can you really trust in crypto? And I think this is a much bigger question than people realize. Tonight, we're going to get into one of the most repeated phrases in the entire crypto space. Not your keys, not your crypto. Not your keys, not your coins. However you want to say it, either one of those has been repeated for quite some time in this space. But let's get to the meat of the matter. And we're not just going into the repeat like a slogan. We're going to break it down in what it actually means. What are private keys? Do you know? What does a wallet actually hold? Are your crypto, assets, coins, currency, is it actually in your wallet, or is it somewhere else? What changes when you leave crypto on an exchange? What changes when you move it into self-custody? Why does that matter? All right, so as you can see here at the 4-hour chart, I was drawing this bearish continuation pattern, which I don't know if I think that's technically wrong or anything like that. But you can't ignore, here, I'll do it this way. Can't really ignore the shoulder, head and shoulder here, which obviously we saw yesterday. That's why the measured move for it is already on the screen. There's your very clear shoulder, head and shoulder, saying, hey, we go down to something like 57,000. Can you see it when I erase it? Can you see the shoulder, head and shoulder? How do you feel about that? Where are my undergrounders at tonight? Let's see. Plague Dog's in the house. Melissa in the house. Stregahart in the house. Hopefully we get a few more people to run in here, as I am going to give away another $5 in crypto. And the quote of the day is, with great power comes great responsibility. I think we've all heard like a superhero say that in a movie or something like that. But you got to remember that that's like self-custody. That's self-sovereignty. That's decentralization. When it's no longer central, you don't have somebody to point to and say, hey, make this right. It's just you, because you're in charge. That's the downside of being in charge of yourself. Bitcoin tested a 2-week low around 62,000, right? And Decrypt, a popular news outlet here for cryptocurrency, said Bitcoin hit a 2-week low as investors focused on the possibility of a higher rates, while Ethereum, XRP, Solana fell harder than Bitcoin did. And the simple read here is crypto is still trading like a risk asset. When tech stocks weaken and rate hike fear rises, Bitcoin and altcoins usually get hit as well. And a lot of people speculating that the NASDAQ weakness is spilling over into cryptocurrency. Throw a 111 if you're out there. Let me know that you're alive out here. Where are all my people at? Where are all my undergrounders? Oh, Chris Goss in the house, by the way. I forgot to mention his name. 333, my fellow lifer. Givers gain. And what you may not know, right? You may not know this, but crypto wallet does not technically store your crypto at all. You can hear the gasp of air from everybody in the audience here. Investor.gov explains that crypto wallets store the private keys. That's the whole not your keys, not your crypto idea, right? Your passcodes that allow you to access crypto assets, if I could say it right, on a blockchain. If you lose those private keys, I think you all know that you have permanently lost your crypto at that point, and that is a gut-wrenching, heart-dropping feeling, right? And that's why custodial self-custody, however you want to say it, matters so much. Why can I not speak? I don't know. Hey, there's Melissa and Strega Hart. Get the MVP points for tonight. We will be giving away another $5 and some cryptocurrency. Who will win it tonight? Trying to give a moment for some people to show up here. So who controls the private keys? Who can move the funds? Who can freeze access? Who could help you recover your wallet when everything falls apart for you? It's a good question. And while we're at it, hopefully I gave you a minute. You can see that shoulder, head and shoulder there. Here's the measured move. Takes you down to about 57,600, let's call it. A couple of things we were looking at during the members only stream. Knock on the daily, 22 hour, might as well be the daily, right? And we'll move it to the daily. Big cup and handle for knock, right? We were talking about this, but I mean, how do you ignore this big old cup? Very poorly drawn, but a cup nonetheless. It says you could easily do 104% or 100%, right? Up to about 8 cents, or just barely shy of 8 cents. Campsta in the house. Welcome in, welcome in. I knew Campsta would be here. Thank you for coming to the Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show. So we were looking at knock yesterday in the members only stream, me and Melissa, in this SYN. SYN kind of running away really hard. Kind of waiting for it to pull back, reset, whatever you want to say. I mean, you could pull your fib on it, of course. Your 786 is very low for this. But right now, everything is actually down a little bit. Let's see what it looks like on the 1 hour, right? So it has pulled back to its 21 on the 1 hour. Kind of looks like that Bart Simpson, right? But I'd be looking for a pullback on something a little bigger, like the 8 hour or the 4 hour time frame. At least a touch on like the 4 hour. Maybe a trace back to the 0.5 would be real good for this coin. Just kind of giving you guys a little bit of an idea what we were looking at yesterday in the members only live stream. Why I give a minute for everybody to roll on in. And let's go take a look at those crypto bubbles, right? With no further delay, let's kick this thing off. Bang, bang, bang. And it's not a beautifully green landscape today. Beat is up 33.7% for some odd reason. But everything else taking a bit of a hit. So before we even talk about anything, let's just toggle our 1 through 1,000, right? A lot of red. And these 2%, almost 3% in some cases on an overall is a pretty big deal. Crypto pulled back hard today. I would not doubt that that's where a little bit of the lack of viewership is coming in. Some people down and out on crypto, maybe. So let's see. We got 1 through 100s down almost 2%, almost 2% for 100 to 200. The biggest of them all looks like it is 2.6% for 3 to 400. What just happened? All right, let's dig into it. So VVV is down almost 10%. Lab down 15% to $14.27. It was started the day around like 16, 17 bucks, a high of $17.11. If you would have shorted Lab this morning, you would have did quite well. Then we have WorldCoin, 62 cents down to where it is now, basically 54 cents. I think this is going to be kind of the story of every coin, right? So I'll try not to get too repetitive. Here's Gram, used to be Toncoin. Let's go ahead and drop down to 100 to 200 here. DYDX up a little bit. BTW has been doing pretty well, right? It's up almost 621% on the month. Humanity still losing. I mean, look at it on the monthly. It's just got crushed, right? Humanity, I think, is done, to be completely honest with you, but who knows? Cryptic Quentin in the house. What's up? Hey, guys, I finally made it to a live. Missed y'all. How's it going? It's going great, especially now that you're here. Haven't got to catch you much on the stream in a while, so I am really glad to see you. Thanks for being here. And we are going to give away $5 in cryptocurrency tonight on the stream. So far, Strega Hart is won at one time. Campsta is won at one time. And it's going to be between 200 and 400. Those are your numbers. Between 200 and 400. Exact number wins $5 in cryptocurrency, and I do have it written down next to me. That's why I keep looking over here. I do have it written down, so this time it'll be easy for me to show you versus writing it on my glass table, which I cannot show you. I wrote it on this piece of paper, so I can show you that I did in fact not change the number at the last second. Unibase is coming on down. Striker Heart starting off here at 267. Remember, our numbers are between 200 and 400. Whoever gets it exactly wins $5 in cryptocurrency, and I do have it written down right here next to me. All right, off to the races here. Striker Heart says 267. Melissa goes straight for 400. Cryptic Quentin went with an obvious one, 333. Love that. Melissa with 395. All right, let's see who can get this free $5 cryptocurrency. Hey, in this market right now, $5 could be worth $100 at the top of the market or more. You never know. Melissa says 392. Awesome. We'll see. I'll keep a close eye on it. I don't know what's going on with my speaking. I am recovering from a long jog/walk right before the stream. Maybe that's what it is. Let's drop down another 100 here. And we're at our 2 to 300. We got Geode. Striker Heart says 254. Nope, that's not it either. Everybody going high. I notice all the numbers are high. Interesting. So Geode, we have this Arkham, which I believe just generated its coin, right? You don't have a weekly yet. We'll have to look at it on something else. That chart doesn't give me a lot of information. Striker Heart, yep, 254. Melissa says 398. It's really nice to get back to the community. Striker Heart says tacos. Yes, the number was tacos. Cryptic Quentin says 222. Striker Heart said 435. He loves to guess over the number. It's between 2 and 400 for anybody who does not know. All right. And I just wanted to go down to 3 to 400 real quick because it was like the biggest loser category. Popcat up 22%. SLX or Solstice is up 14%. BR or Bedrock token. Been a long time since I went over that. Up 16. Biggest losers is Puff, Asteroid, and up. Even Impossible Cloud token network here is getting a little bit of a bounce. Very interesting. Let's go take a look at our prices for the day and we can read them and weep. All right. They're still at it, adamantly at it. Trying to guess that lucky number. I don't see Campsta in there. Campsta won one time and he's like, that's good enough for me. Bitcoin, $62,900. I don't know how I feel about that. Hate it or love it, right? 2.24 trillion, down 1.9 overall market cap. Anybody trading anything right now? Cryptic Quentin wants to know, is anybody trading anything right now? For me personally, I have shifted towards buying bags. Yeah, what coins are you guys buying? Cryptic Quentin wants to know. Let him know what you're into right now. And like I said, for me, I'm not really trying to trade any perpetuals right now. I'm trying to just buy spot bags as much as possible because I think now is the time to do it. Who knows, but according to most cycles, we should probably bottom out around October, maybe into December. And you won't feel it right away, but you'll look back and be like, oh yeah, that was the bottom, right? Ethereum, $1,670, pulling back under that $1,700 region. BNB, right now, you know, sometimes it's fun to read these prices because we're pumping. Right now, this is like damage control. This is damage assessment right now. BNB, $579. Striker Heart says bonk. Yep, Striker Heart likes bonk. I'm always very interested to see what coins people are into. What coins are you buying, UG? I will get to that question in a minute here. Let me run through these real quick. XRP is $1.11. Solana, $69.96. Hyperliquid, $62.78. Dogecoin, falling under 8 cents there. Don't love that. XLM, 20 cents basically. XMR, $317. Canton Network, 15 cents. Cardano, 15 cents. Lab, $14.17. MemeCore, $2.84. HBAR, a little under 8 cents. And Sweet, 70 cents. Avalanche, $6.52. So I haven't bought a ton of coins yet because I'm still just kind of sitting here because I think we're going to have better prices. I did buy a little bit, and I mean a little bit, I doubled my bag on Anoma just because I'd already bought some. So I might as well double my bag for really, really, really cheap. I think I bought like $15 worth of Anoma just to double that bag up. And then I bought a tiny bit of SWE because it's cheap. And I really have been just kind of putting a little bit of money to the side to scoop these bags. I have a big feeling that we're going to go down to at least 55,000, right? That's not crazy. 50,000 is not crazy. 45,000 would not be crazy. And you know these coins are going to give you some great opportunities to run in it, as they a lot of times dump harder than Bitcoin does. So there's a few. There's a lot of coins I like, though, that are a little bit different. Looking at tokenomics and stuff, you know, Clanker. I like Clanker. Tokenomics a lot. Oop, I better be paying attention to this chat. Let's see, where did I leave off on these numbers? Tacos. Okay, I remember tacos. Can I get a brute force the giveaway by listing every number between 2 to 300 starting at 201? Oh yeah, if you want to, go for it. I would not be mad about that at all. And then other people might feel a sense of urgency to get in there, right? Says I buy a little BTC here and there. Yep. Cryptic Quentin says Anoma. Anoma is a coin that we liked because of the narrative of intentions that it was going on. It's super low, and I bought like $100 of it, you know, and I could double my bag for like 15. So I was like, I'll put 15 more dollars in it, but you know, that's it. I do $10 worth, says Melissa. Every time you say tokenomics, I'm like, yeah, 420 Bob Marley. That's hilarious. I get it. Let's see. Nobody's hit the number yet. Couple close ones, but nobody hit it yet. Cryptic Quentin. Yep. So yeah, Anoma's not one that I personally think is going to do amazing things, but it's super low, right? So it's like, might as well put another $15. I already put $100 in it, or something close to that. I hold a lot of things already from previous markets, though, right? Oh, here he goes. Cryptic Quentin is on it. He's going to get that $5. Are you guys going to let him get that $5 like that? You just going to let him beat you to it like that? Trigger Heart said 23 to like the 7th power. You guys crack me up. Remember, he's starting at like 200, right? So you gotta try to get in there and beat him to the punch. He's bound to get it at some point, right? I mean, can't take that from him. So what is trending today? It's hard to say what's trending because I gotta watch this. Melissa says, sure, let him get it. Hey, there you go. All right, Rain, Collector Crypt, or cards. We've talked about this quite a few times. Hyperliquid, Bitcoin, BitTensor, Caspa, Chainlink, Pudgy Penguins, Backpack. Camsta, you nailed it, 1,045. It says YouTube is slowing me down. I didn't know they would do that. They're going to mute you? I don't know about that. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't have any settings set to do that. You shouldn't get muted. But I guess it would be interesting to know. If you did get muted, though, you know you can just post in the Discord so that I would know that you got muted. That would be helpful information to know. Still nobody hit it yet. I'm actually very surprised nobody hit it yet. Maybe you got to do it in little bursts, Cryptic Quentin, Just do like a few numbers and then wait like a whole minute and then do some more. However you want to run it. And again, back to what is trending here. XLM, Lab, Venice, Jito, Monad, and Jupiter are all trending. Nothing that really makes me go, we really need to take a look at that. Let's refresh this, make sure we have the latest numbers. Take a look at that Fear and Greed Index, which you could be assured the Fear and Greed Index is gonna be low, right? 17 is not even so bad. We were 23 yesterday. The numbers are just flying in. I'm trying to keep it straight here. Somebody's going to get it. That's all I know. All right. So 17 with the Fear and Greed Index. I don't think that comes to like any surprise for anybody, right? All right. He's in the 230s. He said 2,335. That's not the right answer. Stregahard in there, Melissa in there. Nobody's hit it yet, which is really surprising me. It's really blowing me away. Hopefully I've done a good job of paying attention. So, Crypto Rank, one of the better places to take a look at what is trending, right? That was a mistake, LOL. I figured it was, man, but I had to say something anyways. Gotta keep it entertaining, you know. Stregahard says 397. No, that is not it. I mean, you can rest assured that it's not under any of the numbers that Cryptic Quentin has hit. He started at 201. He's at 235. So we could be sure it's none of those. Melissa says 202. I've thought of some good strategies, but I don't know if I want to give them away to you guys. Atla Network, we've talked about several times. What is this? Xylo ecosystem? The heck is that thing? And as we get lower and lower into this bear market, trying to find a good gem just becomes more and more enticing because less money is needed to really buy a little bit of something and it become a lot of something in a bull market. Hopefully we can get out of that quantitative tightening. I got to keep an eye on this chat. Give us a hint. The hint is the number is between 200 and 400. That's the hint. It's only it sounds like a big gap, like 200 numbers, but I mean the way you guys going at it, it's not that big of a gap. I'm really impressed that nobody has hit this number yet. For real. Camp says he's gonna start from like higher, right? This is 291, 292, 293. Cryptic Queen getting a little frustrated here. He's like, I gotta get back at it. I really can't believe nobody's hit it yet. This is wild. All right, so Xylo is an ecosystem with the ZYLO token. That should be somewhat obvious, right? Combining a game, trading platform, and VPN service. They're trying to wrap it all in one, this Xylo. Reminds me of silo, which means like isolated or somewhere you store corn, right? Y'all are making me really have to keep a close eye on these numbers as we go here. Somehow nobody has gotten this yet is just blowing my mind right now. All right. It's only got 37.2 million in the market cap. I'm over here trying to focus, right? There, I narrowed it down. It's between 250 and 400 now. Hey, Cryptic Witten, doing the Lord's work over here, helping you guys narrow it down. Somebody's gonna win this $5 of free crypto. And I'll give it to you in whatever cryptocurrency you choose, right? So that's a bonus. Campsta decided, hopefully this is not confidential information, decided he wanted his in Hyperliquid. And then I think it did pump after that, but it's probably down now. Well, you're going to know that it's not under whatever Cryptic Quentin is already saying here. If somebody snatches this out from under Cryptic Quentin, that would be pretty wild. He's at 275 currently and ticking. 2,955. I'm sure he meant 295. Melissa chiming in there. It's fun to watch this. I don't know. Somehow this is entertaining for me. I don't even know how this is entertaining for me, but it is. Who's running that chat up? It's Gray God just chimed in, said 342. If he would have hit it though, if you see It's Gray God, he came in and he threw a number in there into the pot, right? If he would have hit it after everybody had been guessing forever, that would have been hilarious. I think I might have died laughing at that point. Cryptic Quentin putting in the work though. I mean, he's got to hit it eventually, right? Like, how could he not hit it? Well, he's done 100. He's contributed 100 guesses, at least. Pretty funny. So Zylo, this is interesting. They're combining a game trading platform and VPN service all together. We really should go to their website. That's what I meant to do. Got me so distracted now. He says, okay, I'm at 300 now, right? Strega Heart's in there. Off to the races still. I can't believe nobody's hit this yet. Oh, Strega Heart got it. Strega Heart has got it again. All right, guys. Hopefully you can see that. There's a delay, so I don't really know if anybody can see that. Strega Heart got it. Cryptic Quentin put in one heck of an effort, though. I gotta say. He just barely beat you to it. There is like a 30-second delay on the stream. I do apologize. Split that $5 with me, Strega. Strega Heart's still going. He's like 401, 402. Hilarious. Strega Heart got it. There will be more giveaways for sure. And I haven't sent Strega Heart his other $5, so now he's racked it up to $10. I think that I already got you there. So he's racked up to $10. Zylo, one token, multiple products, one ecosystem. That was a lot of fun. Now maybe we could dial into what's trending here. Looking at this Zylo, if anybody was paying any attention. And one token, multiple products, one ecosystem, gaming, poker, trading, VPNs, Web3, all powered by the Zylo token. Let's enter their ecosystem. Your dashboard will be available after the token generation event. Okay, so they must be gearing up to really do something soon. Hopefully, there's no ecosystem. Where's the products? Got Cosmos Fox, a play-to-earn game that starts on Telegram and evolves into a full-scale cross-platform experience. Okay. InTrade Bar, trading platform they have, and Granny VPN. That is a weird name for a VPN, I must say. Xylo Poker is good. Okay. You have some experience with this? Stregaheart, you've been playing Xylo Poker? I don't see the poker game, but maybe that's what Cosmos Fox is all about here. If only it was DeFi Friday, we could dig into that. Blockchain for game saves would be killer. Yeah, I mean, having the verifiability in something like online poker would be a really big deal, I feel like. So this is the Xylo ecosystem. It's cool. It looks like they're going to have a token generation event here soon. So we will be keeping an eye on that. If you're just rolling in, smash that like button for me. Stregaheart is the winner of the free $5 in crypto today. And who knows what that could be worth in the future if you held on to it. Of course, in the crypto of your choosing. Next trending coin here, we have Surf Protocol has rebranded to Turbo Flow. They're like, this is a much cooler name than Surf Protocol. Is a next generation layer 1 designed for perpetual trading. So it looks like another DEX designed for perpetual trading. Crypto Quentin says, gotta run outside for a few minutes. BRB. He says, smoke break, I guess. I doubt it's an air break. Stregaheart says number 1. Too funny. Good on you, man, for winning again. You pulled it off. I thought Crypto Quentin was he was gonna win that for sure. And you just slid right in there in front of him at the right time. You let him roll through 100 numbers first. It was nice of you. All right, then we have this FOMO token. We looked at this yesterday. It's an on-chain trading platform, so more on-chain trading platforms. How many of them do we need? I don't know. He's raised $94 million. FOMO here, they've raised $94 million, so Coinbase Ventures is obviously in on it. We have this Alim. I'm going to go with Alim. Labs is a blockchain data provider. Data providers, infrastructure, DePIN, decentralized infrastructure, whatever you want to call it. These are all decently good ideas. They've raised $60.7 million. It's kind of wild. Blockchain data for finance. And again, when the market is down, it can be a good time to find you a gem that in the top of the next bull market, you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe I bought that at that price. FOMO has an awesome name. I'll give it that. I know, right? I don't know how they haven't thought of that before with all the different names that we do have for all kinds of crypto projects, right? I'm going to say, though, FOMO would be a great name for like a meme coin launchpad. Meme coin launchpad called FOMO. That would be pretty awesome. Yeah, worst days are followed by the best days. You know what comes immediately after winter? Spring, baby. And you know what comes after a bear market? A bull market. So I'm here, and I'm doing my due diligence, trying to raise y'all crypto IQ. I'm trying to keep everybody excited and locked in because a lot of people run away. Of course, maybe you've heard this before, maybe you haven't, but a lot of people get really discouraged and stop paying attention. Even if you're not buying, still pay attention, I think is a good idea. So that when things turn up, you at least know that it turned up. Most people come rushing in when we've been pumping for like 2 months, and then they're way behind. Like they've taken a good 5-6 X's off the table because we pumped so much. Finally got my limit order to hit after a few weeks. Few weeks of waiting for your limit order to hit. I assume you mean for BTC. I'm assuming that's for Bitcoin. Anyways, this is Alum before I get too distracted here. Looks very techy, right? Get a demo. And who would need blockchain data for finance, right? This is probably going to be a lot more for your institutions, right? They got Uniswap in here, Grayscale, MoonPay, Phantom, Visa, AI16Z, Crypto, which is interesting. Their coin seemed like it was in the gutter a lot. MetaMask, Coinbase. So this is very interesting. They're going to feed data. I don't know. I don't know how that equals money in our pocket. That's something you always have to think about when we're looking at these coins. There's a valuation from the coin itself, money in the market cap from speculators in the market, right? And then there can be things like buybacks and burns and other mechanisms that will drive the price up over time. You can have really good tokenomics where they just didn't put a lot of coins in it, right? Like in the entirety, like for example, of course, Bitcoin only has 21 million coins. Well, when a lot of coins out here have a billion tokens, you can do the math when it comes to scarcity. Now, there's other factors that have to be kind of taken into account here, right? I just change what I am looking at. There you go. Yeah, makes sense. Move with the punches, right? Roll with the punches, as they would say. Ant.fun. Ant.fun is a mobile trading terminal and wallet that integrates decentralized aggregation, perpetual trading, and social discovery tools. Now, social discovery tools could be really cool. Let's see, am I able to use this Ant.fun without being mobile? I love having mobile, but you should always have like a web version, right? I prefer to do everything from a computer than my phone. Even if I have, you know, the latest phone with the biggest screen. It's like having a little tablet with you all the time, but it's still not as nice as a computer. Just can't do as much. Built for the next generation of community. I was looking to see if there was anything more interesting to hear, but it's just, this is a landing page to sell you on downloading the app. One app covers everything you want to trade, they say. And if it does connect to like a bunch of decentralized exchanges, that could be a lot of fun. That could be cool. I could see that being something that really catches on as an app for when you don't want to trade on a centralized exchange for whatever reason. DXY's been here for quite some time. And DXY's been doing really well. It says that DXY's been around for 5.7 years. I was not aware of that. I didn't think it had just came out, but I thought it was a little newer than that. Then we have this intraday finance. I'm sure Intendre. Is this like a Spanish decentralized exchange? An AI-powered crypto accounting and financial operation platform for Web3 enterprise acquired by Moonbase on June 26. Okay, I do remember seeing that they were acquired by Moonbase. Total, they've raised $4 million. I mean, they were bought by another company. I don't know why you need to raise any money necessarily, but couldn't be a big deal. I have been moving away from using a computer, well, the typical laptop or desktop. Yeah, and I mean, I do more and more and more on a phone all the time. I'm not like, you know, somebody who's opposed to doing things on the phone. But a lot of the Web3 stuff is so much easier, in my opinion, on a computer. What browser do you use on your phone for Web3 type applications so you could just stay logged in? I do like Coinbase's app that they have that used to be their Web3 wallet app, and then they rolled that all into the main Coinbase app, and then they just have this other app that is basically Web3 DeFi type stuff. It's pretty cool. I don't use it nearly as much as I wish I did. We have this RL. RL is an institutional B2B digital asset infrastructure provider offering unified APIs for custody, trading, and cross-border payments. Okay, and we just kind of put this in the back of our mind, right? Then we have this, I'm not even going to try to say this thing, NIDR. I don't know what country this is from. Indonesia. That is why I have no shot at saying that. It's a financial tech company developing NIDR, a Rupiah peg stablecoin backed by liquid reserves. Rupiah I don't know, guys. I don't know what their money's called. All right. And let us take a break for just a second. Let's talk about the problem of the night. Let's raise that crypto IQ. Let's not take too long to get right into it. Boy, we sure had fun with that giveaway. Smash that like button if you like when I give you guys free money in crypto that could be worth way more later. At least it's easy to hold on to some crypto you bought that you got for free. Then maybe you swapped it to something else. Stregaheart, he's won twice. He's up to $10. Camsta, he's won one time. He got $5. I think we've only done 3 giveaways so far. So here's the problem. Crypto gives people a level of control that most financial systems do not. Hey, that is supposed to be good news. That was supposed to be the good news, right? When they built this thing, supposedly, decentralized blockchain technology, Bitcoin being the first, 2008 kind of financial issues in America. That's the story that we all know and love, right? Yep, Stregaheart's got his cup ready. He's going to catch all this water and he's going to drink it. I love that emoji combo. That's beautiful. So the financial freedom was supposed to be what pulled everybody in. But it's really not for the weak-hearted. It's really not for those who cannot handle governing themselves. And if you're blessed enough to be somebody who's a little bit awake, and I don't really love to use that terminology because they've ruined it and they did that on purpose, but you would think this would be amazing, but you would be amazed at how many people are terrified of actually being responsible for themselves, right? Their money, their life. Accountability is a big one. I could go on and on about that when it comes to personal development, self-development, moving towards the goal and becoming a better version of yourself. I tell you, accountability is what keeps people from doing that. So you give people a level of control that most financial systems do not. You can hold assets without a bank. It's pretty awesome. You can send value without a payment processor. You can own something directly on chain, and that is powerful. Cryptic Quentin is back. We were just rolling into what the problem of the night is. Welcome in, welcome in. You probably didn't miss the beginning because there's a 30-second delay here. Stregaheart's got his popcorn ready. I think that's popcorn, right? But it also creates a question most people do not think deeply enough about. And this is why you're here, right? To raise that crypto IQ. Who actually controls the crypto? If it's not actually in your wallet, and the wallet is just the keys that represent your right to access the actual crypto, then who the heck actually controls the cryptocurrency? These are good questions that a lot of people never ask. Because buying crypto and controlling crypto are not always the same thing. A person can buy Bitcoin or Ethereum on an exchange and see it in their account. Again, we're talking about an exchange, which is centralized. And they may feel like they fully control it. They might tell people, look at this crypto I own. Look how much money I have, they might tell their friends as they show them $20,000 in a Coinbase account. But if the exchange controls the private keys, then the user is trusting that exchange to hold those assets, secure them, honor the withdrawals, and stay solvent. Like, those are multiple things that can be difficult to do. And for the record, I'm not really worried about Coinbase, but those are some famous last words, and I do not keep all my money on Coinbase. That may be convenient, but it's still trust. Centralized exchanges may be very convenient, but you are trusting them. Now, when you self-custody, well, that changes the trust model, but trust doesn't disappear at all. Who are you trusting in self-custody? I don't know. I think it'd be a little self-explanatory, but if you don't know, we'll reveal it to you shortly. Self-custody changes the model, right? Instead of trusting a platform to control the keys, you control them yourself. That can be one of the most powerful ideas in crypto, of course, but it also means responsibility, aka accountability, is all moved to you. You become that self-custody trusting person, and that scares the crap out of people. Blues guy running in here. What is up, my man? Great to see you. Sorry I haven't been around lately. I can assure you I have not forgotten about you. Sending you love and happiness, abundance, and so much blessing. UG Ola, bro. Hey, Ola, back at you. I totally understand that life can be just wacky sometimes. I was planning on calling you after the stream, so hopefully that's still good. Show me some indication if it's still good if I call you after the stream. And we will catch up, man. But it is great to see you. And I know everybody else feels the same way. We love it when you are here. All right, so self-custody means the responsibility moves to you. And if you lose the seed phrase, there may not be no password reset. And most of the times there isn't a way to recover it. You lose your seed phrase and you lose your money. That is the accountability. Can you manage? You got millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hey, for some people, $10,000 might as well be $1 million, okay? If you lose it after gaining it because you lost your seed phrase, you might hate decentralized. You might not be able to take that accountability and own up to the fact that you messed it up. You got to blame somebody. If that's your mentality, decentralized technology may not be for you. If you sign the wrong transaction, there may not be customer service reversal, right? No customer support. If you store your recovery phrase in the wrong place, someone else may gain access. So the real lesson isn't everyone should blindly self-custody everything immediately, because some people can't handle it and some people don't know what they're doing, and they might lose their funds just because they didn't take the time to raise their crypto IQ. And sometimes it's not their fault. They got somehow introduced to stuff and then there was nobody around them who was of solid mind or more advanced than them in cryptocurrency and didn't have enough sense to say, hey, make sure you send a test transaction. We were talking about that yesterday, That's a real simple way to make sure you know what you're doing before you put hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars in a transaction that could get lost. Send $5 first. You'd much rather lose $5 and learn that you messed up than hundreds or thousands or hundreds of thousands, right? You get the point. And it's not just leave everything on an exchange because it's easier. That is kind of the irresponsible thing to do. Ask anybody who held their funds on Voyager or FTX. Or what's the other one that I am leaving out here? Oh man, there was another one that a lot of people lost a lot of money on. The real lesson here is understand that each custody choice means accountability. That's what I'm going to say. Crypto Quentin says, I have Tangem. I actually don't have a Tangem, and I really want one. That's going to be the next wallet I buy. I have a Ledger, and I don't dislike Ledger. I haven't had any problems. There was one period of time where people were trying to FUD it and act like it was like you could lose your money on it. Didn't see any accurate accounts of that. Almost all of the people who were out here, making a big deal about it, they all got phished, not hacked. And then I have another one, and I don't like it at all. And I think my funds disappeared off of it. I don't exactly know what the deal was with it. Very interesting. I don't know what happened there. And of course, there's no history account or anything. It's very, very, very strange. So the payoff. Here is the good part, right? Melissa says tandems are the best. I have 4 different types. I believe that. Yeah, I hear a lot of good things about tandems. I do have a link to the Ledger website where I believe you will get a discount if you use my code. I like Ledger. They've improved their products. I still have some of the older models, right? Camsta says, I need a wallet one day. All of my stuff is on exchanges. I hope it's at least multiple exchanges, Camsta. I would certainly look into, never financial advice, I would look into the idea of self-custody and cold storage wallets. Tangem is pretty nice. Yeah, I wish I bought the ring. I haven't looked at Tangem's products in a long time. I use a sticky note. I like to live dangerously. There you go. Strega heart with a sticky note. Now that is dangerous. This is how you raise that crypto IQ, right? You stop thinking in terms of coins and prices. You start thinking in terms of control. This is really the upgrade here in your thinking in crypto, right? Where are the keys? Who can move the funds? And who can have block access, right? Or data availability. I like to separate all my coins. I don't like holding in one spot. I'm with you, Melissa. I don't like to hold all my coins in one spot either. Multiple exchanges indeed. Well, I'm glad to hear that. That's the easier part to do. I don't know. Personally would like to hold most of my stuff in cold storage. So who can move the funds? Who can have block access? What happens if a company fails or an exchange? That would be the company. What happens if you make a mistake, right? What happens if a device is compromised, which can happen? I mean, you probably heard of people who have bought wallets and things like that secondhand on like Amazon or eBay, where they've basically already gone in there, right, and wrote down the seed phrase and packaged it back up and then sold it, and then you get on there and put your money on there and they swipe it. That sucks. That is the custody mindset. And once you understand that, the phrase, not your keys, not your crypto, stops being just a slogan. It becomes a framework, a way to think about responsibility, control, convenience, risk, and of course, accountability. So tonight we're going to break down those trade-offs clearly, not fearfully, not recklessly, but fearly. No, clearly, not fearly. Extra fear, an extra side of fear. No, I'm just joking. All right, let's get back to where we were. We were deep diving some trending coins here. With the market being down, it looks like mostly decentralized exchanges on the menu for tonight. Wouldn't a hot wallet like MetaMask or Phantom be safer than holding on an exchange? Yeah, I would say probably. Yeah, I would say if you wanted to kind of put it in order from like... See, the problem is, like, I would say for me, an exchange, most risky. Hot wallet, a little less risky, but a few trade-offs, really. And then the least risky, probably cold storage wallet. I don't know if there really is any other ways to hold crypto besides that. The guy who leaked his seed phrase on stream and lost it all. Yeah, I briefly saw that. I have no idea who the guy is or anything. He's a streamer, right? And he was on, I think he had MetaMask, and he hit the wrong button and he showed his seed phrase. I think he had like $2.3 million in there. And I mean, people, they rushed, I think, to drain his wallet. Hard to say. I would think so because you're holding your own keys. Right. And then I guess with a centralized exchange, right, you have a little bit of like not getting drained on a wallet drainer, right? You're not going to click on like a wallet draining, funnel or whatever they're called and then get drained, which in a hot wallet you can. You got to be really careful about what you click on. Wasn't it, the lifer mentions him all the time. Who is it? The guy who lost $500,000 because he was trying to download OBS, a streaming platform, right? And he got a fake link. He accidentally, like, when you Google something and you click on the links, do not click on advertised links. Those advertised links, a lot of times are being advertised for a reason. And who would advertise a fake link for a free downloadable, software, unless there was something going on there, right? Why would you promote OBS? It's free on the internet. Anybody who wanted it could go download it. So why would you promote it? Why would you have a promoted link? They drained him of like $500,000. Tom Crown. Pretty sure it was Tom Crown. Hey, mistakes happen. Yeah, they cleaned him out in second. It was probably a bot. There's probably bots that just sit on streamers' channels and try to drain. That's why when you see a wallet on my channel, those are all burner wallets. You might see $100 or $200 in there, right? And that doesn't mean I'm rich and $200 is nothing. That's not what I'm trying to say here. But those are not my main wallets at all. I don't claim to be super smart, but I at least try. I at least make an effort to not do dumb things. And if I showed a wallet on here with some money in it and you guys stole it because I put my seed phrase, I'm the only person, accountability, that I would be blaming would be me, because why would I do that? And it'd probably be a bot on YouTube. It probably wouldn't even be anybody who we know in the chat. Struggle Heart says, yeah, that's wild. It's still the Wild West out here. Absolutely, and getting stuff back is wild. Hackers and scammers, probably the most profitable in this market right now. Oh, yeah. And again, remember that a lot, if not almost all, is phishing. Even with the bridges, that have gotten, you know, huge exploits and stuff, they got a hold of, what do they call them? For a bridge, it's like, I don't know, for a lack of better words, it's like owner's keys, like the people in charge's keys. They got it through phishing, not actually hacking. So a lot of times people run around and they scream hackers and scammers. Scammers definitely, right? Scammers are scammers, but hackers, very different. The scammers, they're always out of control, and they're not in just crypto. I mean, I hate to say it, but my own wife got scammed out of $1,000 just a couple weeks ago. And I needed that $1,000 actually, and so because I really wanted to buy a new computer and a new setup, and so that put me back a little bit. Not super excited that she donated that money to Pakistan or wherever it went. And so that's a story I could go into another time for sure. But those scammers out there, and it wasn't crypto related. Like, it wasn't crypto related at all. And what they did was pretty sophisticated, I'm not going to lie. They had a really, really good setup. They knew what they were doing. They were pros, that's for sure. So we got Bitcoin SV and Kinesis Gold. Those are trending here. Arkham is pretty new, right? The age just says 0 years. Crypto Quentin says, damn, yeah, exactly. Nobody likes to lose $1,000. That sucks. Arkham is a new coin, so make sure that we touch on that. So Arkham is a parallelized. I don't know if I'm ever saying that word right, ever, so, you know, forgive me if I murder that word every time I see it. Confidential computation network that offers developers and applications a trustless, verifiable, and efficient framework. So they're really trying to deliver right here. Melissa says, sorry to hear that. Nothing is safe. Hey, that is true. Oh, did you hear about, Greek Jelly says, did you hear about Jared Mev sandwich bot that drained recently for like 4 million? If you're talking about the sandwich bot that hit Ethereum, I think it was. It wasn't it Ethereum? And I think it was 7.5 million. Yeah, that sandwich bot was cooking. And saw it on Reddit, says Cryptic Quentin, I believe, or Twitter. Yeah, I definitely saw it somewhere as well. It might have been even the Lifers channel that I saw it on. But anyways, the real funny question about the sandwich bot is, did it even do anything that it wasn't supposed to do? You know, like a lot of the scammers, I mean, they're scamming people. That's illegal, right? If you're hacking, it's illegal, technically. But sandwich botting, MEV, maximal extractable value, which if you don't know what it is a great IQ raising thing. I'd be glad to explain it to you. Also, I've done videos on it before, live streams before. It's responsible for a lot of things you've done in crypto, like slippage and stuff, where you didn't get what you thought you were going to get. That's MEV. That's somebody else extracting the maximum value out of your transaction, and it wasn't you, and it wasn't on your behalf. And a sandwich bot is basically, that's what it's doing, right? A sandwich attack is a very specific attack, right? Yeah, it was a lot of money. Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure it was $7.5 million if I'm not right. And Melissa really just wants to remind you guys to touch, grab, press, or smack that like button, because we truly appreciate it around here. We are a small, tight-knit, mom and pop business, but also crypto family. And I love that we have that dynamic. But we do, of course, want to grow and bring crypto IQ raising education to the world and learn how to talk English better. I'm going to do that at some point. What is Camsta talking about? Injured many others. One cop. Camsta just jumped in here with something wild. I don't even know where that came from. There was no link or anything, Camsta. I don't know. Like, seems like you started in the middle of a story, so I'm not really sure what you're talking about. Anyways, this is Arkham, and they're doing a parallelized confidential computation network. It's been a fun show. Between the $5 giveaway where we ran up the chat like wild. Can't believe that it took that long for somebody to guess the number, but hey, guess you had 200 numbers you had to go through, right? Happened yesterday in Montreal, Canada. That's what Cam is talking about. Okay. I don't get a lot of Canadian news, that's for sure. Sounds like it's probably world news. I didn't see it. Campsta says, we were doing our lunchtime walk and saw the cavalry coming. Oh, okay. So you live there. Wild. Wild, wild. Are you guys even allowed to own guns in Canada? I thought crypto was supposed to be safer than cash. It seems just as or more easy to steal from people. It is, but it isn't. There's a lot of pitfalls. This is why raising your crypto IQ is so important. He was dressed in army camo. Okay. Camps is like, he was my neighbor. Bitcoin SV Kinesis Gold. We have this Gravity, which has been around for almost 2 years. Gravity is a layer 1 blockchain created by Galaxy, offering ZK proofs and restaking powered architecture. Campsta says, was down the street from my work. Wow. Everyone in Alberta has a gun like Texas. Okay. That's good to know. If I stay broke, there's nothing to steal. Stregahart with the strategies. He's really raised his crypto IQ. Yes, we can own guns, but liberals are cracking down on us. Sorry to hear that, guys. Canada is rough. They want to do it here in America. They just never seem to get very far with it. That's for sure. Let's see. This is Gravity. Let's go to their website. I'm trying to focus on these deep dives, guys. The ultra fast, not that I want you guys to stop chatting because it is running this chat up and I love that. They have made a lot of firearms legal, so we don't have much freedom as you guys. Hey, they're working on ours too. They're working on ours too. The ultra fast parallelized EVM layer 1 blockchain. And I remember I asked Blues Guy if it was cool if I called him after, and I don't think he ever replied. Interesting. That's hilarious. Crypto Quentin says Nova Scotia. Melissa says she's got 5. She's packing. So the ultra fast parallelized EVM layer 1 blockchain. Gravity unlocks, tired of saying this word, speed and scalability, delivering 1 gigagas. Some of you guys probably had tacos and had some gigagas at one point, but it has 1 per second throughput and sub-second finality over 25 million users, built by Galaxy. I think that's how you're supposed to say it. You know, they spelled it all crazy on me. Gravity is a high-performance layer 1 blockchain built for mass adoption. Gravity achieves over 1 gigagas per second throughput and sub-second finality with a pipelined Aptos BFT consensus engine. Okay, so it seems like it's built with Aptos or something with Aptos in mind. And a GRE, so GR for Gravity, Ethereum Virtual Machine. Yeah, parallel EVM runtime while maintaining POS security through restaking technology. If you look at this and you have no idea what it's talking about, you might need to raise your crypto IQ. That's all I can tell you. Campsta, you're hilarious. I use it as a hat in the winter. Snapping. All right, what else do we got to look at here as far as coins that are trending? Yo, the ads on crypto rank drive me nuts. I always seem to click on it on accident. So we have this K25.ai, no token yet, still in its funding rounds. K25 is a live streaming and real-time prediction market for sports and of course esports with AI Oracle resolution. I couldn't be any less excited about that. But maybe you are. I'm more excited about esports than I am live prediction markets for actual sports. Total raise, and I do love me some actual sports, but betting on sports I just think is kind of, I don't know, it's cringe to me. I don't know why it is. I know a lot of people who do it. And then of course, wow, I would talk about Multiverse X, but it's been around forever. It's been around 7 years. They're saying Tether's been around 11.4 years. That seems pretty accurate. Let's go to Cortex Protocol. Cortex Protocol is an AI agent for natural language blockchain ops, or OPS, enabling swaps and yield via chart. It's at 70 million, been as high as 79 million, pretty close to its all-time high right now. All right, I don't get what's up with that chart. And let's bounce back. Wow, I really can't talk. It's wild. Hey, CCP is here. I missed Underground Crypto so much. Well, welcome in, welcome in. We're about to get into some of that IQ raising sauce. I love how when somebody comes in, the viewership number never goes up. It's like, you know, when one door opens, one door closes. Like every time somebody new comes into the chat, like somebody must leave at the same time. It's very weird. But glad to see you here. Wow, I really can't talk. What is going on? I need that organic coconut water. That'll fix it. All right. Top losers, top gainers. Top gainers, of course, being DXE. I was very surprised to find out that DXE has actually been around for quite some time. Also, it's very funny. DEXE, top gainer. DYDX, top gainer. Just very similar, you know, tickers there. Very interesting. What's next? I'm waiting for Moon. We're all waiting for Moon. Let's see. Cryptic Quentin said Moon and 2028 to 2029. And I'll be there for it. I will be there for it. I mean, technically the bull market starts from the bottom, which we'll know in retrospective what that is. Humanity even taking a farther down plunge. I really think humanity is cooked. But who knows? Humanity might want to do one of those things where it goes down to just like unbelievably low numbers and then somehow comes back. Because it's happened too many times, right? Everybody remember Solana? Even Luna Classic, I think, has come back quite a bit. Actually, I'd be interested to know how much Luna Classic has come back from the bottom. Do we need to do that real quick? Let's take a look. Let's go to max chart. Okay, maybe it hasn't come back very much. So price was at 115. Let's go market cap. Wow, yeah. Wow. Luna Classic was at $41 billion. That's wild. And it really did just crash to absolutely nothing. And then, like, isn't there another? There's another token now, isn't there? Yeah, you have Luna and then Terra Luna Classic. I don't know which one is doing worse. Let's look at the max chart on Terra Luna, on just Luna, right? Just Terra. I mean, it's down to peanuts as well. Do we compare it on a 3-month chart? So here's a 3-month chart of Luna. Take a good look at it. And let's look at the 3-month chart for Terra Luna Classic. It looks better. Terra Luna Classic actually looks better on a 3-month chart. Probably because it's down way more. What's the market cap? 355.6 million in market cap. Terra Luna Classic. Yeah, drastically less, 35. So Terra Luna Classic still has way more money in it. What is going on? For a minute there, I thought you were drinking out of a milk carton. No, it's that coconut water, the original flavor, which is just coconut. If anybody was wondering. I'll be there to Moon too. Oh yeah, I think we'll all be there. We'll be celebrating, but it's going to be a little while till we get there. Have you looked at, this looks like XLab protocol? I've definitely seen that before. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Moon is nice. Yes. You guys like money? Hey, you like money too? Money lovers unite. Yo, CCP always cracks me up. Every time you come in here, you absolutely crack me up. Welcome back to the show. He wanted me to look at this XLab. I don't know how I'm supposed to say that. Protocol. I've definitely seen it. We've definitely talked about it before. Can't remember every single project perfectly. Holy crap, the market cap is tiny. Let's see what its all-time high market cap was. It's an easier way to do this. I just prefer doing it the more difficult way here. So it topped out at about 8.2 million. You're under 500,000 right now, but I mean, come on, it's a bear market for crypto. We can't be too hard on it. It's down 93%. Yeah, exactly. Money lovers unite. Cryptic Quentin coming in with the reverse psychology. I love that. He says no hate money. Reverse Uno card your way into success. I've been watching this since it pumped back in April. Had another big rally. We're on the max chart, so yeah, we're gonna want to come into like what, 3 month. Yeah, it's doing some weird things here, isn't it? It had this straight up evaluation, which is so strange. Let me highlight that there so I can take a look at that top. Come on, there it is. So 0.013 on April 8th from about 0.0. Yeah, it definitely did this. When the numbers are so small, sometimes the market cap can give you like a much better indication here. Let's see. Market cap was about $80,000 and just ripped to 1.4 million. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll put some X's in your Santa stocking right there. Such a tiny cap. It's a AI project, so I think there's real opportunity. Look at the website. It's kind of interesting. Their product might even be useful to your channel. Says, thanks for the heads up, Cryptic Quentin. I will keep this on my radar for sure, says Melissa. So it's a Binance Smart Chain coin with little interoperability. I don't think that kills its chances, but I would love to see a base address, you know, an Ethereum address, just more interoperability here. I think could be a big deal. Categories are entertainment, AI agent, launchpad. That could be good. Of course, artificial intelligence. The problem with a lot of these AI agents is like, which ones are really AI agents and which are just like Telegram bots that are disguised, right? Turn social profiles into AI influencers in under 60 seconds. I do remember this. Build interactive AI influencers from your social content, no code, no wallet required. And this is where a lot of these get me, though, is like they say start free, they give you some credits. The whole credit thing is just kind of a pain. I understand it when you have like you're paying per transaction or like thing that's done. It makes sense. It's a good model, but they're too expensive. So it's like you spend $40 and you can make like 4 videos a month, and it's like that's not enough to run a social media. And I'm not saying this is it. I just see it across the board. All these different AI app, websites and companies and stuff. They're all the same. You gotta buy credits, and the credits are never enough unless you fork out crazy amounts of money. Only your top people can crank out that kind of money, right? And so it's definitely something to think about. I definitely love this kind of stuff, and I'm trying to find stuff that's good to use. I found something really cool the other day. It was actually just an app on the phone, though. And the same thing, they wanted credits and all of this, that, and the other. So you can create one from scratch. You can AI generate. Let's see what they want to charge. Not gonna lie, $8.99 per month is pretty reasonable. 500 messages per day, 100 image generates per day. Okay, but does it have like a workflow? If this is one of those things where it's like this actually looks pretty decent, I actually think that this could be decent. Always looking for the next gym. Exactly. This could be a gym. It's just how hard does this XLab go in marketing? And a lot, and I mean a lot of people are popping up with this kind of stuff. So the competition could be very heavy. How long have they been around? Let's take a look here. At least the token generation event was a while ago. August 10th, 2025. They also said they were an AI agent launchpad. So I want to see, where's the launchpad? So when you come in here and you look at what you get for free, right? 50 messages per day, which I'm not exactly sure what that entails, like what that'll really get you. Access to public bots, create up to 3 bots, basic support. Sounds like you get a decent bit for free. Smooth, uninterrupted chat experiences. No upgrade pop-ups. Early access mindset. Is that even a real thing? And then, of course, if you pay $20 a month, you're going to get the most super VIP. Let's go home. Let's see what's going on here. Create AI characters. If you want to know if something's going to really do something, you really got to you got to dig into it, right? A good bit. Trending now, right? Have these mentors, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, with a picture that looks like it's been squeezed to fit in this little frame here. That looks like something AI would do. Oh look, CZ, he's a mentor. I mean, these are pretty interesting, but I don't really know what all you would get out of it, right? This week, for you want something flirty? I probably really should not click on that live on YouTube. That's probably a bad idea. Top creators, 3 bots, dev 1, probably somebody on the team. I'm gonna say this doesn't really look like it's getting a lot of traction. Some of the things I might even be a little bit skeptical of with this is it's AI. How much is it digging through like your computer and stuff? And why do I need chat rooms? That's another big question. Like, isn't this thing just supposed to be like running a bot for social media? Turn social profiles into AI influencers in under 60 seconds. I don't know if people really like AI influencers though, right? Like that doesn't seem like something people are highly likely to watch at this point. Some exchange listings would be good for it. Yeah, it would be. Doesn't have many exchange listings. But the thing is, it's been around for a while. So why doesn't it have a few more exchange listings? Like when we come down here and we go to the bottom, we look at where it's at. Okay, I have it set on all. MEXC, of course. That doesn't surprise me, right? The volume is mostly on Uniswap. Pancake Swap, right? BitGet. Let's see. Can we go in order of volume? So here's all your volume. Uniswap, Binance Smart Chain, BitGet, MEXC Global. That's the majority of it. And you could add Gate.io in here. That's the majority of like all your volume. Very interesting. I mean, it's one of those things like you could throw, I don't know, a couple of dollars at whatever a couple of dollars is for you. I don't think I'd want to put more than $100 in it, but I mean, $100 could do some serious stuff, right? Anybody remember that really good website to do moon math on called The Coin Perspective? Always double, triple check that you are not using a marketed link. And it is called what? What's the ticker? XCX. And they have it on here. And we want to kind of ignore whatever we're comparing it to. I would kind of ignore, and I would just go straight down to market cap, target price. But no, we want to go to market cap, right? And we want to go to more like, I don't know, something realistic like 5 million. So if you get to 5 million, looks like you'd be at about 4.5 cents, and you'd be very close to about a 9.5x. So to get a 10x, you'd probably need another 500,000 here. Yeah. So if it could get to 5.5 million, you could do a 10x from here. You put $100, turn it into 1,000. It's not bad. And it sounds good when you're like talking 10x like it's guaranteed. So you're like, oh, if I put $1,000 in there, I can make 10. But it's like there's no guarantee you're going to get anything out of it. Strega Heart says sounds like a lot of fluff. Yeah. Yeah, everything is a scam nowadays. I wouldn't say everything's a scam. I'd just say there are a lot of scammers out there. And think about this. A new emerging technology that a lot of people don't really know anything about, they're going to struggle to be able to tell what is legitimate from what is not legitimate. Or another way to put it is they're going to get excited about stuff that isn't really anything, and then they're going to, you know, buy stuff that's really not all that great. Could turn $100 into 500. Yeah. I mean, a 5x is probably pretty doable. Now, if you really think this could be something, maybe keep an eye on it. Buy you $50 now. As a strategy, hypothetically, buy you $50 now. And then see what it is around October. Maybe grab another $50 worth, and that might even get you more than a 10x or whatever you have. Some people have hundreds of thousands of dollars expendable to them, so if they want to put more into it, good on them. I'm hesitant to buy it now because it already pumped. A Binance listing would give it 5 mil market cap, surely. Yeah, you would hope so. But you got to think it's built on Binance Smart Chain. Why in the world is it not listed on Binance? That's what you want to ask yourself here. Let's see. Can we go to V2 bubble? Okay, they're not going to bring it up. Let's see. V2 bubble. I'm trying to remember exactly what it is. Bubble map. Yeah, here it is. v2.bubblemaps.io. Couldn't remember exactly what the website is. Let's throw that ticker in here. XCN. Let's take a look at it. See, there are things at our disposal here. So right off the bat, you can see that there's a wallet that owns... Oh, it's a cluster, huh? It's a cluster of different wallets. One of them owns 60% of the supply. I mean, 60% of the supply is in one address. So there's that. And then, you know, in the entire cluster here, which they obviously are together, right? 87% of the supply. That would tell me that if this thing pumps wildly, these people are going to sell, and they could sell quick. All right, ungroup clusters. There we go. Why does it have like a lot of these hidden? It's so weird. Yeah, reset to default. And group clusters. There we go. Close this giant cluster where 87% of all the supply is. I mean, you do have to wonder sometimes. Because who is holding this 87%? And then you see Binance Wallet Proxy has like 2.9. BitGet Cold Wallet has 2.4. PancakeSwap 2%. Like, when you add this up, what even is out there? Very little of the supply. It's kind of wild. Said I've been DCAing Ghostware. Okay. Yeah, that's a really good point. Maybe it's not a gym. That's sketchy. Are there still people making money off crypto these bear times? Absolutely there are. I mean, what? Somebody on the stream the other day, maybe you're here, or maybe it was a lifer stream. I can't even remember. I believe it was on my stream where they said that somebody put $10,000 into Banker Coin, like right before it took off, and turned it into $400,000. I would say they made money in a bear market. That would be my opinion. Now, I'm sure it was a couple of months ago, but still. Anyways, I think we can move along here. I think the point is certainly made that 87% of the supply is in this one cluster here, and 60% of the supply is in one wallet. So that should tell you everything you need to know. And why would they be clustered together? Because they've interacted with each other, right? They've communicated with each other, these wallets have. So they're not random different people. It's probably the team that built it, or the one guy who owns it who tried to hide it in different wallets, but like got tired of making new wallets after a short period of time. I don't know. Very interesting. But I'm glad you brought it up. I'm glad that we got to take a look at it. Take re-protocol. Yeah, I could use a come up like that. Couldn't we all? Crypto Quentin. Couldn't we all? Melissa says Ghostware. She has that. I appreciate you looking at it always. Absolutely no problemo. And let's take a look at a little bit of news, right? The dollar is also pressuring crypto, apparently. And then, of course, they say they believe that the Nasdaq's weakness spills into crypto. CoinDesk reported that the dollar index rose to 101.1, the highest level since May 2025. A strong dollar usually pressures Bitcoin and risk assets because it tightens global liquidity and makes speculative assets less attractive, right? Let's see what else it's pulled for news. Bitcoin ETF outflows and options expiry are still major pressure points. We've talked about that a lot. Shout out to block works. The Fed is still the main macro problem. Yeah, they are. The block recap that June 18th FOMC meeting, that would be the most recent one, Fed Chair Kevin Warsh held rates at about 3.5 to 3.7, removed easing language, right? And the dot plot shifted from implying a cut to implying a hike. Which, are they setting them up? I don't know. It's a change of guard there, but is it really? That's what we're all waiting to see. Yep, teamwork makes dream work. Absolutely it does. And I really pride myself in making this like a small crypto tight-knit family. Other people might come in, but there'll still always, there'll always be a core group of us who we'll let other people in if they're willing to be, crypto family. But even when a lot of people do eventually roll into this channel in like a bull market or something, we will stay tight-knit and we will work together. Too many coins out there, but if we all combine our efforts, we can surely find a gem out there. That is the dream and goal, one of the major goals of this channel. Bitcoin may be close to a bottom according to contrary signals. Bitcoin's 50-week simple moving average is close to dropping below its 100-week moving average, creating what normally looks like a bearish signal. But historically, Bitcoin's previous 3 similar bear crosses marked major bottoms and were followed by renewed bull run. And we could just kind of slowly bleed for a while, till like October, December, and then that really be the bottom versus going down quickly, or we go down to some low number really quick, start slowly moving out of it, or move out of it quickly and get back to about where we are now and chill. There's always multiple options here. Deutsche Bank says that recent Bitcoin drop is tied to Fed, ETF, and AI pressure. Yeah, don't we know that is true? Strategy is being told to stop buying Bitcoin and rebuild cash. I don't know who's telling him to do that. Ethereum Foundation is cutting budget and staff. I don't know what to say. Vitalik Buterin, I always think of butane every time I say that, said the Ethereum Foundation will cut its budget roughly by 40% this year as it moves towards a leaner endowment style model. Maybe that's why a lot of people are leaving, because they want to cut 40%, and that's probably their paychecks. CoinDesk also reported the foundation confirms 20% headcount reduction. Co-executive director Weex resignation brings the number of senior Ethereum Foundation departures since January to 9. Well, it sounds like they're not just leaving. It sounds like they're being kicked out. Ethereum Foundation wants spending down 5% of treasury assets by 2030. Are they not making money? Chainlink is working with 47 banks on stablecoin-based FX settlement. There you go. Project Pangima targets Euro and Korean Won stablecoin. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Ripple won preliminary MiCA approval in Luxembourg. What does that even mean? Approval for Coinbase asset service provider license from the Luxembourg Financial Regulatory under the EU's MiCA regime. It's hard in the field out there for crypto regulation in Europe, that is for sure. And let's bounce back over to our talking points here. Don't everybody run away on me. It's time to raise that crypto IQ, what we love to do. Custody, well, it means control over access. That's what the custody really means. It's not just where your crypto sits. It's about the control, the keys, and credentials that allow crypto to move on a blockchain. Investor.gov explains that self-custody means you control your crypto assets and are responsible for managing the private keys to your own wallet. Custodial arrangements involve a third party holding or controlling access for you, a centralized exchange, for example. That is the core difference. If you control the keys, you control the access. If a platform controls the keys, well, you're trusting that platform with the access to what you believe is your crypto. It's like a big IOU. Custody is not just storage. Custody is control. Wallets hold keys, not coins. This is a major beginner misunderstanding. People often imagine crypto sitting inside a wallet like cash in a leather wallet in your back pocket, but crypto assets live on a blockchain. A wallet holds the private keys. That lets you authorize transactions, right? That means a wallet is more like a control panel than an actual container that your crypto lives in. This is where people have to get a little bit more into a digital mind state than a physical mind state, right? If someone gets the private key or recovery phrase, they now control that asset. If you lose the key, well, then you've lost control of that asset. Here's a visual. Common belief, my crypto is inside a wallet. Actual better understanding is assets are recorded on the blockchain. They're recorded on the blockchain. The wallet stores my coins. No, it stores the keys that give you access. If I forget my password, support can help. No, self-custody means no recovery option. The app is the wallet. Keys are the only thing that matter, right? The app can be amazing and do 18 different things, but at the end of the day, the wallet function of the app is your keys. A screenshot backup is fine. Digital backups can create a security risk. Too many people putting it in their notes, right? If you're gonna put a seed phrase in your notes, it better be a burner wallet that like you're using here and there, but you don't keep any real money in. Exchange custody is convenient, but it creates counterparty risk. Leaving crypto on exchanges can be useful. It makes buying, selling, trading, and account recovery much easier. But it also means the user is trusting that exchange. You're trusting their security, their solvency, their withdrawal policy, which I've seen that be a problem with things like MemeX Global and stuff, its legal structure, its honesty, and its availability or ability to operate. The FTX collapse is an obvious example of why this matters, right? Routers reported that U.S. courts ordered FTX to pay $12.7 billion to its customers after the exchange misappropriated customer deposits before it collapsed. That doesn't mean every exchange is FTX, though, of course. But remember, they weren't the only ones who failed either. But it does show why custody risk is real. Exchange custody can be convenient, but convenience does not always remove counterparty risk. Self-custody gives control, but mistakes can be permanent. Self-custody is powerful because users want to hold assets without relying on exchanges or custodians. They don't want to rely on the banks. They want to be their own bank. But can you take responsibility for your failure if you mess it up? It's not magic. If you lose your recovery phrase, nobody will be able to recover it in all likelihood. If someone steals your phrase, they can drain your wallet. It's their wallet now, right? It's like that meme, I am the captain now. It's their wallet now. And if you sign a malicious transaction, you can also have your wallet drained. Welcome to crypto. If you send the wrong address, your transaction may be irreversible. This is why self-custody should be treated as a serious responsibility and not just a status symbol, which is what people really do tend to try to act like. It's just like, oh, look at me, I'm cool, I self-custody my money. But then, will they take responsibility when they mess it up? So here's the trade-off. Custody type, exchange custody. Main benefit, it's easier to trade and recover. Main risk, platform failures, freezes, hacks, and counterparty risk. Hot wallet, more direct control, easier application access, right? Web3. Device risk, phishing risk, malicious approvals. Basically, what is a wallet drain? Hardware wallet, stronger key isolation. User error, loss recovery phrases, and address verification mistakes can go into that. Multi-sig or smart wallets, shared control and added rules. This is usually for businesses where multiple people have to sign a transaction to make it work. Setup complexity, right? You got to set all this infrastructure up, make sure everybody has what they need and stays updated. Contracts or signer risks. Seed phrases are the highest value target. So scammers love seed phrases because seed phrase can give full access to a wallet. So if they can it gives them a very clear target, right? A scammer has a very clear target, seed phrase. The FTC warns that scammers may impersonate companies, claim your money is at risk, and push you to send crypto. The broader lesson is simple. Anyone asking for payment, urgent action, or access to crypto confidentials is a major red flag. Never financial advice. But if anybody calls you from anywhere, I did mention earlier that my wife got scammed out of $1,000. They called directly from the bank's number. Now, I know that people can impersonate numbers relatively easy, but just because they come up and they are the actual bank number doesn't mean that they're legitimate. Just because they come up and they are the actual Coinbase number, right? Doesn't mean that they are legitimate. It just means they were smart enough to look at what number is the right number and then, make a copy so that their phone call or whatever text is coming from that number. So if Coinbase calls me and they say, hey, or text or any other form of communication, emails, and they say, hey, we got a problem here. Somebody's trying to move money out. I'm going to go directly to Coinbase. I'm going to look to see if anybody's actually tried to move any money. And then I'm going to call Coinbase myself, call the official number. Because just because a scammer can call you and make it look like they're from the legitimate number, if you call the legitimate number, you're not going to get the scammer. You're going to get the actual phone number. That's just, just a little bit of sauce for you guys, right? So no real support person should need your seed phrase ever, or need you to send money to them. Or here's another one right here. It's one of the biggest ones. Urgent action. They get this sense of like, you need to do it right now, right away. And then they have some kind of scare tactic, right? Like, you could lose all your money if you don't do it right away. Or, you could be in trouble. Somehow the people doing something fraudulent, it could look like you're the one doing something fraudulent, and they try to pressure you. Anytime they do any of that stuff, the more urgent they need you to do something right away and not think and not worry about anything other than what they're telling you, the more likelihood that they are a scammer. No airdrop should need your recovery phrase. No wallet verification should require you to type into a random website. Takeaway here is treat your seed phrase like a master key. If somebody gets it, the wallet may no longer be your wallet. All right, we're nice and caught up on the chat. Smash that like button. There you go. Hardware wallets help, but they do not remove every risk. Hardware wallets can reduce some risk by keeping private keys isolated from everyday internet-connected devices, but users can still make the mistakes, right? They can approve malicious transactions. They can fail to verify addresses. They can store recovery phrases poorly, and they can be tricked by fake support or fake websites. Research on hardware wallet attacks have shown that users may only verify part of a long crypto address, which attackers can try to exploit with a lookalike address. The point is not to scare people away from hardware wallets. The point is that security still requires attention. You can't just check out because you have a hardware wallet, right? The right custody setup depends on the use case, and it's not a one size fits all. So the right custody setup depends on the use case. It's a good one. It's kind of like when people say, "Oh, I got $1,000. What should I buy?" And of course, I don't tell them nothing because I'm not a financial advisor. I know everybody's tired of hearing that, but it's also because I don't know what their appetite for risk is. Like, you come with $1,000, you say, "I want to be a millionaire at the next top of the next bull market." I'm gonna be like, you better buy something really risky, but something really risky also might make you a $0 I don't know how I'm supposed to say that. May make you broke. There is no one size fits all to custody, right? A small amount used for learning or trading may not need the same setup as a long-term holding. A hot wallet used for DeFi should not be treated the same as a cold wallet for long-term holds, right? For hodling. A creator, trader, gamer, investor, and institution may all need different custody setups. I don't know why I can't talk today. I swear it's not every day. A smarter approach is to separate risk by purpose. Trading, long-term holds, DeFi wallets, gaming wallets, experimental wallets, cold storage. If you're trying to get airdrops and stuff like that, should go to burner wallets where you can take the money out, move it somewhere else, and if that wallet becomes exposed because you're connecting it to a bunch of stuff, you're not out your money. The big picture. Custody is the first trust decision. Before picking a token, chasing yield, bringing assets, or using DeFi, users need to understand custody, because custody answers the most basic question: who can move the money? And these are the basic responsible questions that most people skip right over. and they're already connecting their wallet to a bunch of DeFi yields that are promising them 1,000% return in some scammy wannabe crypto game, right? And if the answer is me, then the responsibility is higher if you're the only one who can move the money. If the platform, or if the answer is a platform, then the trust is in the platform. Neither automatically perfect, right? They both have trade-offs, and we've gone over them several times. And that is the end of our IQ raising event here. Hope that you have certainly learned something. If you didn't learn anything out of that, well, you're rather a pro or you weren't paying any attention. Melissa says, I've had that happen to me a year ago. I told them I will call the bank back and try to keep me. And I told them I will call the bank back, and they try to keep me on saying it has to be dealt with now. I call the bank and they have no clue what I'm talking about. Exactly. And that's one of the things, even the tactics they used when my wife got, scammed for $1,000, is they were acting like, oh, don't worry, if you don't trust this call, feel free to just call the bank directly. And of course that makes you feel like, why would they say that if they weren't a scammer? And of course they also implied some other things that made her feel like, she would be in trouble. And so she panicked and she went along with it, even though she was a little skeptical, because she didn't want to be in trouble. So they got her through, fear. They're going to use fear. BNY says asset managers are rushing into tokenized funds because of the FOMO. So the FOMO is real. Tokenized ETFs could become a reputational risk for fund issuers. Yep, that's very true. Meta is reportedly building a prediction market style app called Arena. That's exactly what we need. We need meta in the prediction market game. Prediction markets are becoming a mainstream fight. People are fighting over, who has the right to this, that, or the other. The CFTC sued Kentucky over prediction markets. So that's interesting. Trump's quantum executive order puts crypto security back in focus. I definitely did see that. The block says federal quantum focus could help Bitcoin security. And I do believe that's true. Is there any way I can get my $1,000 back? What is going on with my speech? I must be way more tired than I think I am. That happens. Melissa says, I learned something tonight. Thank you. Hey, that makes me feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, no, there's no way I'm getting my $1,000 back. No way. They got my wife to withdraw the money out of her own bank account and send it to them from like a CVS, like a Walgreens, like a drugstore, right? And so yeah, no, they'll never get that. I am more paranoid than I am fearful. There you go. It's not a horrible thing. Melissa says bedtime for me. See you guys tomorrow. Good night. Thank you for being here as always. Thanks for hanging out as long as you did. We're rolling into 10:30. We've been live for 2 hours. So that means we roll into the Underground Crypto Hangout session of the night. I have a lot of shipping to do with my other business. I have a resale business on eBay for anybody who doesn't know. And I got a lot of shipping to do there. So there will be no members only stream tonight. Although member stream yesterday was a lot of fun. Me and Melissa dug into a lot of projects and things, as I said in the beginning of the stream. Yeah, I know. I wish I could get my $1,000 back, but there's no way. It'd be one thing if they did a transaction somewhere, but when they get you to take the money out of your own bank account, basically the scam was, hey, and they started off, it was like, hey, somebody in another branch near you is trying to impersonate you and take out, like money out of your account. They have a fake ID and things like that, right? And they tell you that they turned the person away and told them that they'll have to wait for approval and that they're going to call that person back and tell them if they're approved, to get like a card in your name or whatever, right? Because they can tell it's fraudulent. That's what they're saying. And so then they tell you need to go to the branch closest to you and show your ID and verify who you are. And then when that person comes back to the bank at a different branch, the imposter person, they're going to arrest them. So you think you're doing your part. Now what happens is when you get close to the bank, right, they call you back and then they're like, okay, how far away are you from the bank? And then when you you say, oh, I'm 10 minutes away or whatever. And they say, okay, great. We're going to transfer you to my partner in this case, right? And then another person comes on and they're impersonating the FBI and they're pretending that they're the FBI because that gives you a bunch of scare tactic. And then they go through this whole thing, right? And then they make you feel like you're going to be in trouble. I could go through the whole thing for sure. What do you resell? I resell all kinds of things, but mostly clothes for sure. Shoes, shirts, pants, you name it. Tons of clothes, right? Can you tell us how you got into sales and maybe a little crash course? Yeah, absolutely. My wife has a channel on YouTube that she doesn't really use anymore, that I'll probably start using a lot more. And so, yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. My wife started it while I was running a moving company and a handyman company. And she just slowly started learning about what to buy and what not to buy. You need somewhere like the bins or something where you buy the clothes by the pound or something. If you're going to buy it from like a Goodwill, you got to know your stuff a little bit. But the good news is you can take any item and you can look it up, right? And see what its percentage chance of selling in the next 90 days is, right? And so when you do that, you can pretty much tell if something is a good item. You can see how much you're buying it and if it's worth buying before you ever purchase it at the store. But the cheaper you can get it in bulk, the better. Goodwill has an outlet called the Bins or the Bargain Barn, and you should be able to look that up and find that anywhere. I think they're in more than just the United States. Do I have a link to my business? Not off the top of my hand because it's an eBay store, right? And I sell on Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, a lot of other places, right? But I could definitely post or send that to you if you were interested in it. If you're in Canada, I'll tell you the shipping is terrible. I don't know why you buy it other than it's secondhand. So if it's a really nice item, you still might save a little bit of money. Joke's on them. I don't answer my phone while I'm driving. Well, there you go. Strigger Heart says, I have so much clothes right now, LOL. Hey, whatever you don't want, send it over. I'm just joking, of course. I don't know where you're stationed at. I know you've told me before, but I am exhausted right now, I guess, so my brain's not working. But yeah, basically you just buy things and you learn to look them up. Basically, say you had anything. It could be like a toaster, right? Go to eBay, look up the actual brand, and if you're dealing with appliances, they usually have like a model number, so you can use a model number to get real specific. Look how many are listed, and then go into your filters and change it to sold items, and then say there's 100 items, and 150 items and again you're searching like something specific, right? So say that toaster, that exact toaster is 100 listed right now and 150 of them have sold. It means you have a 150% chance of selling that toaster in the next 90 days. If it has 12 sold out of 100, now you have a 12% chance, which is not very good, right? So the smaller the percentage of chance, you would only take a chance selling something with a low percentage rate if the rate of return was really high and your cost of goods was really low. Like if I get the toaster for 50 cents at a yard sale and it has like a 15% sell-through rate, but I'm going to turn 50 cents into $35, I'll spend 50 cents, But if I got to spend $10 on a toaster and the sell is only 35, now I'm only making 20 bucks. It doesn't even make sense to spend $10. You get what I'm saying? Says I live on eBay, might have seen your store. It's very possible. I'm interested in all ways to make money. Do you need an LLC to set up a store on these platforms? No, you do not, Cryptic Quentin. Cryptic Quentin, you sound like you're going to love my new channel, which is actually my wife's old channel, but I'll be taking it over. only has like 750 subs, you know, doesn't have a lot of subs. But I'm going to probably be taking over that channel and teaching reselling and stuff. And basically how I do like a research show here for crypto, I'm going to do a research show there for resellers, like history of products, items, what to look for, what's good, what's not. Because you might have a brand, right, where most of the stuff is not gonna sell for much, but then it'll just be something random, like their jackets sell for a bunch of money for some reason, and everything else in the brand doesn't sell for much, but for whatever reason their jackets are highly sought after, stuff like that. Other brands, everything sells good, things like Free People, you know, everything Free People sells good. Lululemon, Athleta, like all of that stuff sells great, both men and women. Pretty much you find something and it's not like damaged, it's probably going to sell for a lot. So if I can buy a Athleta jacket for $1.50 because I'm buying it by the pound, I'm going to sell that jacket for 70, 80, 90 bucks. There you go. Like I found it's called Rafa. It's cycling gear. Cycling gear does really well because it's very specific, very niched. And so, not to give a whole crash course here, is the last thing I'll say about it, but Rafa, I found a jacket. They're super lightweight because they're like windbreaker material, you know, they're for cycling. And they go for like 100, 126 bucks. I probably paid $1 for it, maybe. And so the rate of return versus how much money you have to put out is really good if you have a bins or bargain barn location. Now, if I had to buy that from Goodwill, I probably would have had to pay $6, $7 for it. Still a great return. I still would have bought it all day long. But when you don't have a lot of money and you got to buy, you go from spending $1 per item to $5, $6, $7, $10 per item, you get a lot less inventory. Says, holy cow, how much product do you have? I don't know. I'm probably pushing somewhere around like 1,800 to 2,000 items in the shop right now. We run sales sometimes, so it'll drop by 100 or 2 or go up by 100 or 2 depending on how things are going. Yeah, I buy the stuff in person. Yep. So if you're familiar with Goodwill, which I know you said you're like in Canada, so I mean Goodwill you should have. But there's thrifting stores, there's all kinds of different stuff. And so if you're familiar with Goodwill, you could just look for they might have a different name in Canada, but it's just a bargain barn bin style store. If you look it up on YouTube, you'll figure out what I'm talking about right away. Also, Cryptic Quentin, if I can help you in any way, always feel free to message me. Direct message on Discord, stuff like that. I'll answer any of your questions you have. It's a great business model. And it's really good because you can start just making some money on the side. You know, like you don't really need to quit your daytime job to do it, right? You could go on the weekends or your day off, pick up 5, 6, 10 items, list them. Starting a store or something on eBay, super simple. You don't need to have LLCs like you had asked about. Like, you don't need anything crazy to start an eBay store. You can list it on multiple platforms if you want. I would probably start with eBay. And then you could just pick up and build up a little bit of inventory over time. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, absolutely. Always trying to build as many people up as possible and just trying to make sure we all have as many options in life as possible is really important to me. I keep clicking the wrong thing because I'm talking. Keep meaning to click the little game here where I can get a free item for the farm. While I'm chit-chatting, might as well get to 1,000 real quick. But yeah, it's a good business. And certainly I've been through all the pitfalls and things of how to store your inventory and stuff like that. So I can certainly tell you how to do it a lot easier. And you can still make money that way, even if you buy from stores where you pay more for your inventory. You're just going to have to be more selective and know what you're doing, which really just means looking stuff up. But fortunately for me, my wife had actually built that business up while I was building my handyman business and my moving company and stuff. I got tired of the moving company, said the heck with it. I didn't want to keep paying year after year for the licensing when I didn't even feel like doing it. And I kept the handyman company. I still have the handyman company. I do stuff sometimes with the handyman company, for sure. But I like to resell better because it's way more on my own time. You just got to build your inventory up. Like, I think yesterday, we made like a little over $500 yesterday, which is pretty typical. Somewhere, a good day, $500-$600. Now you got to take your cost of your items out of it. So profit on like a $500 day is probably like $425. Maybe $100 of that is inventory. But anyways, you just build how many things you have in your store. It's like a by numbers percentage kind of game. The more things you have listed that are good, the more likely you are to sell multiple items in a day. It's hard for me to look at the chat right now. But anyways, like I said, it's been a long day and I got a lot of things to do. So I am going to hop off here in a second. No member stream tonight. Appreciate everybody. Always good talking with all my undergrounders. And I just look forward to all the gems and things that we're going to learn, projects we're going to find, and how it's all going to play out. That's the exciting part when it comes into, say, the next top of the bull market. How are we going to be looking then? Which, if you think about it, 2028, it's only 2 years away. Less than 2 years away, right? Not like it's 30 years away, guys. And for a lot of people, it's hard for them to think in the term of like 2-3 years. And that's a lot of times why they lose, because they want quick money. When you want quick money, people can really talk you into something that's obviously not legitimate, because they convince you you're going to get quick money, and you get so blinded by quick money that you don't really think about how most of the extremely wealthy people get wealthy. Everybody wants to talk about Jeff Bezos, with Amazon, but like, look how many years they were not profitable, and look how many years he ran Amazon and was not really making a lot of money. They were not even profitable. Would you be willing to go, I don't even know what it was, 25 years or something like that, building out a business you think is going to be great, and then to turn around and where Amazon makes all their money? Amazon Web Services. That's where they make all their money. All right, I'm going to let them take me out here. 400 USD profit in a day is way more than I make working 12 hours at my job. There you go. So it could be a good business for you, right? And if you made $50 a day or $25 a day after building your, I would say, and I'm just throwing some numbers out there, if you got like 300-400 items in inventory and you were kind of staying at that pace, you'd probably sell an item or two a day, and you probably would make $25, $30 to $50 every day. If you stay consistent with posting them, you want to post like at least 5 to 10 items every day. We post like 20. Appreciate the stream, Stregaheart, Cryptic Quentin, all my undergrounders. It is always awesome to hang out with you guys. I know I say it over and over, but I mean it. It was a great stream. I was extremely tired. It was one of those days where I just got back from a jog, hit a little ab workout, and I was like, oh man, I love doing the stream, but I am tired. And I hopped on here anyways, found the energy, and it was amazing. So stay underground, stay crypto. I'll catch you in the next one. There'll be a stream tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. New York time. That's the beautiful thing about every 24 hours. And I will catch you in the next one. Underground Crypto out.